Delight in low expectation moments is the best way to get the surprise effect. Often, surprise and delight are thought of as one in design, and usually comes down to visually intricate design, maybe a really interesting button with really awesome detail to it, or some motion or some animation thrown in on top of the design. And that's usually how it's thought about. Let's throw this kind of on top here and there, and it could be a really interesting way to do design. But there's a strategy to maximize surprise and delight. And it's not adding the delight to where you expect it. It's the opposite, adding to where it's unexpected. Surprise equals delight in low expected moments. Hey, my name is Coleman. I led design at a wide range of companies from large tech, early stage startups, fast growth design agencies, and even FANG companies. And this is Airbnb. They introduced a few new features recently called services and experiences. And on the UI, they have tabs to navigate to those features, and there's icons on those tabs. Those icons do cool things when you hover over them. They move, they dance, they come to life. Same thing happens when you tap on them on the mobile app. The house spins and moves a little bit, the hot air balloon floats, and the bell rings. It's really awesome and really cool to see. And when switching from host to traveler, you get this really cool and awesome animation. It's really mind blowing. It's fun and it's a nice touch. And I don't expect this when simply navigating the app. When I'm going from one section to another, I just kind of expect to go to that next section. I don't expect these moments of surprise and delight. And it's not just for fun or simply used for likes. There's a lot of science behind this and the benefit of doing things like this. There's been several studies on surprise and novel or unexpected events. And what they find is that these events engage parts of our brain that are responsible for processing emotion, learning, and memory. A surprising experience can increase memorability of a product in a positive way, in general elicit more positive outcomes towards that brand. This is what we call delay when we get these really surprising moments. Now, the key to maximizing this is delight in unexpected moments. Most delight in design, in a lot of app design, comes in more or less predictable moments. You complete a certain number of tasks, there might be some animation there. You hit a savings goal or some sort of milestone, there's some sort of celebratory moment there. All fine and good and great. And if you're doing that, keep doing that. That's great. But you get the most impact on surprise when delay is done or appears in low expected moments. So places where you don't really expect to see it. I don't expect these fun moments moving from tab to tab, but here we are. They're a fun and nice touch. It reminds me of Snapple's lids back when I was a kid. There's this simple use of a product where you grab a beverage and you twist off the lid and you take a drink, but then you look at underneath the lid and there's what they had fun facts in there, which were really interesting to see, and they were just really cool and fun, and sometimes snarky, and sometimes a joke, and it was really awesome to see, and it was just a normal part of navigating this product. You just twist off a lid, just like same thing as like when you're navigating an app, you just click on another tab. But they found that moment to add some surprise or some delight, which led to the surprise and has forever imprinted a very positive impression of Snapple, at least for me, and I'm sure millions of others. And so obviously those are not the same scale for what Snapple did compared to Airbnb, but the idea is the same. So, what does this mean for you if you're building or designing apps? Look to add delight in the obvious moments. There's key moments of completion or there's milestones. You still want to do that, but look for low expected moments. The way to do this is to map out obvious places in your design and then X those out. Look at the other places that brainstorm ways you could add delight in there. Here's some tips for you. Use it sparingly. You do not want to overdo this. Don't force it. It's really cool and fun to add these things in, but you want to make sure you're focusing on the UX and usability first, and then find those moments to add it in. And when you do, make sure it's unobtrusive. And of course, time for the unexpected. And lastly, make sure to test. and test and see how this resonates with your users.